So we're back with our kind of people. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope has me puzzled. I don't know if it's just me, but I am continuously expecting more of the Eli Pope than the Teddy Franklin, and this is new for me. I don't know how to take this. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Our Kind of People season 6, season 1, episode 6 for Color Boys. I'm so sorry that this is late. It has been so hard trying to get these reviews done while I am listen, all the faculty and staff down at the school, that's my job. While we've been home doing the virtual learning, their school needed repairs and all of that. And I feel like they just on my time, they trying to do, not necessarily repairs. They did have to repair some water damages, but it's like now y'all trying to renovate on my time. Because it was 1 week. Then it turned into 2 weeks. Now it's the whole month of November these kids been home practically. So between being the teacher, the principal, the janitor, the superintendent, and all of the rest of the jobs, counselor, anything you can think, like I said, every job field at the school is right here at this house while these kids are in school. And so Eden uses my computer, which means I can't use my computer for my notes. It's a mess. And so this is why this review is late. And so I have to watch the latest episode, episode 7, because that came on yesterday. So I have to tune into that as soon as I'm finished with this so that I can at least get that one out for you guys before, I was going to say before Friday. That's one day that leaves tomorrow. So I ain't going to make y'all no promises, but we are going to try. We are going to try really hard. Anyway, let's get into the review. So Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, is on the phone with his doctor. And the doctor, he's telling the doctor that it was just a dizzy spell. It's cool, up the meds. The doctor is just like, it could have been worse. And if you continue to, ignore my medical instructions, I'm going to have to discontinue. And Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope tells him, well, if you discontinue, then I'll just have to discontinue my donations. And so there's that. When he gets off the phone, Tariq walks in. Good morning, Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope he just lays it out. So I saw you and Angela coming up out of my office. I saw that. I think y'all, that's cute or whatever. I like you guys for one another. She seems to trust you, and hopefully one day she'll trust me. And Tariq tells him, well, if you want her trust, spying on her is not going to be the way. So, yeah, you're going to have to do something different. You have been absent her entire life. So spying on her, yeah, she's not going to trust you. He tells, Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope tells Tariq that he's going to make Cotillion Week a week to remember for Nikki and Angela. He plans on, buying all their affections as much as he can. Leah, she's meeting with the Gracities. They have a visitor. Whom is it? Whom is it? Who is it? It's Alex Rivera, Raymond's first wife. So she's in there. She says she's just there for Cotillion Week. She's summering, on the island and she's there for Cotillion. And she and Leah exchange, that subtle shade, and Angela steps in because she checks it, she catches it, I should say, and she steps in and changes the subject to get that lady up off her sister. Leah says, however, listen, I got her. Don't you worry about it, sis. I got her. Okay, Leah, she texts Raymond 911. And then, once he gets there, she tells him, Alex Rivera is in the Oaks Bluff. Like, what's going on? Why? Raymond, he kind of just brushes it off and says that she's probably just here to sip some rosé and, live the high life like everybody else. He don't think it's nothing. Angela, Auntie Pinky, and Nikki are, like busy down at the Eve's Crown. And Angela tells Auntie that she thinks that there are more Black people there now than there have ever been before, including Miss Alex Rivera. Auntie says she's been ear hustling. And Alex is, around, but she's not really in with the Gracies. She's a part of another chapter where she lives, but she ain't never really been in, out here in the Bluffs. So, and they don't really never let nobody in unless you are legacy. Don't that sound familiar? Auntie, she knows that Teddy Franklin Eli Pope is now going to be dancing with Nikki, and she asks, is all of this that's going on, like you're kind of being very trusting, very soon, allowing him to come in and escort the girl, and just allowing him to be in y'all's life this so soon, so fast. And it was kind of easy. Like, she's not giving him a hard time about it or anything like that. I don't know what Auntie wants, but Angela just says that she just wants Nikki to get to know him. And besides that, she don't trust him anyway. So she feels like he don't do nothing without an agenda. So she got her good eye on him anyway. She tells Auntie that she and Tariq got his brother's journals, so they've been looking into that. And she gives this look like, so y'all been working together? Oh, okay. She tells her that she's treading on, on thin ice. That's dangerous territory. Angela says that she knows, but she has to find out the truth. Okay, so Nikki, she's on a date with Taylor. And Taylor, has this picnic all set up nice on the beach with the words cotillion with a question mark, yes or no. And so she's asking her, could she escort her to cotillion? And of course, Nikki, she's happy to. Of course, she says yes. And she also tells her that, that she's sorry for what Taylor did. And she said they all took a vote. And then she pulls out this sash that says Miss Congenial or most congenial. I think it said Miss Congenial. And Nikki's like, wait a minute, the Miss Congenial, they give the letters to fathers speech. I don't know nothing about that. And Taylor's like, if you're not comfortable, you really don't have to, but we would love for you to. And she just agrees, she's just like, I'm going to just do it, She quotes some stuff that Mama Eve has told her, to get through a difficult situation. And so she's going to take it on. She's on board. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope shows up to see Nikki. And he comes bearing gifts. It's a family tradition to pass down pearls to the debutante. And so he has them, and he's going to give them to Nikki. And for Angela, he has a letter from her baby daddy. And so she reads it. What he doing writing you? He trying to get out pretty much. He done heard the situation. It feels like he needs to be there for his baby. And, if you can do anything, Mr. Teddy Franklin Eli Pope, he would greatly appreciate it. And we all know how well connected Teddy Franklin Eli Pope is. So he's more than happy to step in and help. Of course, Angela is a little bit leery of this. She ain't told her child anything. The girl don't even know her daddy is alive. And so throwing all of this on her would be a lot. Like, she ain't had no time to fill Nikki in on anything. And so, like, letting him out of jail tomorrow would be a lot. That would be a lot to stomach or to have to explain. He tells her, just take your time. He wants their relationship to be like that, where she supports him, where he supports her, where they support one another, And then he says, as for you and Tariq together, that's a good thing. That's a good man. And, he goes on out the door. And I'm like, see, there he go again. You just never know. I just never know. Because he had that look like, yeah, bitch, I know about you. But I think that maybe he really did just think they were just snuck off, that they had just snuck off into his office and like was fooling around or something. I don't think he knows that on their way out, they were taking journals from his brother. Or does he know? I don't know. I feel like somebody like him, after seeing that, would have went straight to the office and checked to make sure everything was in place. But I don't know. Anyway, Lauren, she's wallowing in self-pity and heartbreak over Taylor. Looking through posts on Instagram because Taylor already flaunting Nikki all over the gram. So Taylor has to see that. And it's just like, y'all are so messy. And this is giving Terry and Maxine. This is giving Terry and Maxine from Soul Food. Y'all remember, y'all know how Maxine stole Terry, man. And she ended up marrying him. Just swept him right off his feet. And ended up marrying him and having a family and having children. And then Terry was left, with Miles cheating ass. So it's that same situation. You just don't do that to your family. You don't backdoor your cousin, okay? I know that you just met this cousin and you don't know this cousin from Adam. But the fact that y'all are family, you just can't do it. You should have told Taylor to kiss your ass. Should have told Taylor to go kick rocks. Go find somebody else to fool la la with, because I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Anyway, Leah comes in, of course, opening up all the curtains. You know, you're going to have to get up from here, child. Get up from here. It's time to get to work. Since you done got yourself kicked out of cotillion, you're going to have to find out. We have to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life. So, yeah, it's time to get to work. Get on up. Tariq and Angela, they meet at the beach. You know, she's like, did you tell him about us? And he's like, I ain't have to. Somehow, he saw us coming out of his office, but I ain't have to tell him nothing. And he says, you know, I don't think that he knows about the journals, though. And she says that she didn't find anything in the journal about her mother anyway, but she did see some things about Calvin. You know, Calvin was Tariq's father. And he's like, what my daddy doing in the journals? My daddy ain't work for him. He worked for Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. She don't know, but you know, it's all fishy. She still looks a little bit uneasy, you know, so he kind of pries a little bit, you know, asks if there's anything else. And she tells him about her baby daddy possibly getting out tomorrow. And, he's just like, he deserves a relationship with Nikki, you know, like he feels like Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope can deliver and will deliver on this. And it's not a bad thing. She should let him help her out like he's done for him in the past. And, she says that she's always hoped that he would get out and develop a relationship with Nikki. And, but now, like, it's here, like tomorrow he can get out, and it kind of feels, you know, like she's cheating. Like, it's not fair. It's so many other black brothers out here who are wrongly convicted, or, you know, who have these harsh sentences, and they don't have a Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. But girl, listen, count your blessings. That ain't your fault. That is not your fault. You cannot be having, what's the word? It's not survivor's remorse. Buyer's guilt. It ain't that easy. But you can't be feeling guilty over that. You just can't. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope is in his office with his would you call a seamstress? Seamster. I don't know. The man in there checking his measurements and all of that. I don't know. What, tailor? That's what it is. He's the tailor. Anyway, he's in there with his tailor. And is it Leah that drops by? Yeah, Leah comes in. And, you know, of course, he tells her about Tariq. You know, you was right about Tariq. And she's like, what? He did cut the cameras. He cut the cameras, and they sleeping together. And they seeing one another. Which is why he's decided to use all of this to his advantage. You know, he wants to break Tariq and Angela up, basically, so that he can have his soldier back. He gonna get Nate out of prison so that the Vons can be reunited, and then he can get his soldier back. And Leah's like, these are people, Daddy, not chess plays, not pawns on the chess game for you to play with. These are people. And he's like, listen, this whole situation can turn out for their good. He's all about positive publicity. He's all about, you know, what he gonna look like, how he can pivot whatever, you know, whatever PR situation that he's in. And so this is one that could help change people's image about them over there at the stadium and all of that. His end game is to look good, you know, so that people will continue to open up their pockets and the doors will continue to be open for him. She tells her daddy that Alex Rivera is back, and that she's summering in the Bluffs, and she's worried that, you know, she's there to take notes on the cotillion. And Olivia, Raymond's mom, is, you know, already wants her head on a platter. So she's just nervous it's not going to go right, and that Alex is there to, like, watch it all unfold and report on it. So Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope says, well, we can't give her anything to report on. And it's always been me and you against the world. You know, they had a little handshake, dap it up, you know, all of that. She repeats it, they hug it out. It's real, Bonnie and Clyde. Alex, she's at her vacation house sipping on her champagne, just like he said she would, and Raymond pops by. And he checks her for coming in town all unannounced, flaunting around the city, being seen when she's supposed to be on the low, getting information, getting dirt on Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. And she's like, well, what better way to do that than to come right here where he is in his backyard? And he's like, well, listen, you need to do all this without stirring up the past. Keep my wife up out of it, okay? Alex is like, so Leah doesn't know that you married your rebound? And he says it may have started out that way, but she and I are very much in love. Just do your job and keep it cute. Thank you very much. Keep my wife out of it. Clear? She says it's crystal clear. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, and Nikki are practicing their dance, and she's a natural. He notices. Of course, she equates it to all the teachings that Mama Eve has given her. She's a dancer herself. And he tells her, that I know that there's going to, take some time for us to get to know one another, but he's here for her for whatever it is that she needs, whatever it is. And of course, she thanks him. She does have questions because she has reservations about giving this speech to the fathers. She don't have no no experience in that, in what a father-daughter relationship is. And she says she was watching his TED Talks and everything. He gives her, a word of encouragement. She's going to do fine. She gives him a hug, and, he heads on home. On her way out, she runs into Lauren. And Lauren apologizes and tells her that, to have fun at the cotillion, and she really means it. So they good. Angela, she's giving Leah a consultation on some pieces, some extensions that she wants. And Leah tells her, that she heard about Nikki's father, and she assures her that if she assures her, that if anybody can help with this situation, is their father. He can definitely make do on these promises. And Angela tells her that she hasn't told Nikki, so she would, keep it under wraps. Please don't repeat it. Leah says she wouldn't do anything to hurt Nikki. Angela shares a little bit of her conversation that she had with Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. He mentioned that, it being them against them, like that whole us against the world comment that he had, that he made with Leah. He said the same thing to Angela. So, of course, Leah's looking like, he said what? Oh, he said that? That's our thing. She ain't like that. Leah just tells her to think positive. Okay, Angela. She gets a call from Nate. He's looking forward to this second chance that he's going to get. Angela shares her reservations with everything. She knows it's all resting on her, and she's really not trying to keep him in jail. It's just she ain't had no time to fill Nikki in. And she also feels like Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope is trying to buy her love, and she's just like, I can't do that. But Nate's like, shit, let him. I'll take it. Alex, she's waiting on her massage, it looks like, when Olivia walks in talking about their agreement. She agreed not to reach out to Raymond, but she's like, I ain't reach out to him. He reached out to me. Olivia tells her to stay away from her family. Alex says, I'm not scared of you, girl. I'm not trying to make you scared of me yet. And then she pick up a napkin and just throw it at her. I was like, what? Okay, old lady. Okay, lady. Lauren, she started a charity called Lauren's Closet, where she will be giving away her nice pieces out of her closet. I don't know if she's giving it away for free, but she'll be giving it away to the less fortunate. Leah's proud of her. She's so proud that she done changed her mind about everything. And, she pulled some strings, talked to some people, and Lauren is back in the cotillion. Okay, Leah, she's having a cocktail party to kick off the cotillion. And Angela and Auntie Pinky arrive. The whole gang is here. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope walks up to Auntie Pinky and asks Angela, to get her a glass of champagne so they can talk for a second. And she tells Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope that, she don't trust him. And he threatens to expose her. And then she starts looking around and notices the old housekeepers. Like, wait a minute, these people might know me for real around here. I don't know if I need to be here. He done scared her off. So she tells Angela that she could get in one of them headaches and she's just gonna go on home. Leah runs into Alex at the bar and, asks her to excuse her, but she doesn't believe putting her on the guest list. And Alex says she heard from some Gracies that it was going down, and so she figured it was an open invitation. Alex talks about breaking Raymond's heart and, leaving him a Dear John letter, all of that. And she's just like, what? Olivia hates her for that as well. She's trying to bait Leah, trying to show Leah, wait a minute, I left him. He ain't leave me. Because trust and believe, sis, if I wanted him again, I could have him because he wasn't through with me anyway. I left him. So that's the picture she's trying to paint. And it ruffled Leah's feathers. The debutantes enter, everything's going smoothly. It's nice. Olivia, of course, she don't like what the young folk giving. They out there giving hip hop, and they done remixed her little uppity waltz dance that they normally do. Angela, of course, loves it, and so she stands up like she about to record it. And there's some ladies off to the side like, I'm like, damn, you can't record? I guess not. Don't be standing up recording like you at the football game, I guess. I don't know, but they were turning their nose up at her. Olivia, she is up giving her speech, and Raymond looks over and sees Alex, and then he gets up. And I thought that they were gonna go and meet off in the cut somewhere, but he goes to the bar. Leah follows him over there, and she's like, so Alex dumped you? Why didn't I know that? Of course he's like, what does it matter? And she's like, it matters. It matters to me. She got to go. You're going to have to get her up out of here. She got to go. I want her gone now. Tariq, he in the car reading the journal, and it's, saying that Calvin was shot in his car. And it said, what has Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope done? He gets right on the phone and calls Angela. She doesn't answer. So, of course, he leaves a message, call me back. I think Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope has been lying about my father's death. Okay, so back at the cotillion, it's time for Leah to introduce Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. So he gets up to the podium to deliver the letters to daughters. He starts by acknowledging Angela, and he apologizes to her in front of everyone. Angela is she's sitting there like, really? Leah behind her looking real jelly. Because where's my shout out? She real jealous. He introduces Nikki, and so for the presentation of, the letters to fathers, and she gets up and gives her speech, and her speech is in honor of her single mother, Angela. So hers goes to all the mamas out there. Okay, it's time for the father-daughter dance. They dance, and as they're dancing, Leah walks over and sits by Angela. She tells her that the bracelet and the coin that was given to Nikki are family heirlooms. Angela is like, I feel guilty for even accepting all of this, she feels guilty. She's detached for sure. And Leah tells her to just be grateful because he ain't this nice all the time. And again, I'm waiting on the shoe to drop. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope comes over, asks to dance with one of his other girls. And, he asks Leah to dance with her. While they're dancing, she's asking him, why would he dedicate his entire letter, the entire speech, to Angela? I mean, what about me? I'm the one that's been here. I'm the one that's been taking care of you, been making sure all of your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. It's been me. It's been me that's been the ride or die, not Angela. Where was my thank you? Where was my acknowledgement? And he tells her he did it so that he could earn her trust. And Leah says that she just feels betrayed because it's been her that's been through it all. And, she's been lying to her husband, all of that. And then he goes and acknowledges Angela and not her. Oh, you got her messed up. Okay, Lauren and Raymond are watching this go down because they, you can tell that they having a little spat because she, storms off. Lauren and Raymond are watching. And so is Angela and Nikki. And they all, see Leah storming off. So, of course, what's T? Raymond goes and takes his seat. Alex is also tuned in because, she's there to report back anyway. Down at the prison, Nate is called out of his cell, so he's getting on out. Back at the cotillion, Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope tells Angela that, Nate is being released as we speak. He think he, bringing a surprise. Surprise, he out. I done got him out. He coming. He on his way. He on his way to the island as we speak. Angela, of course, gets upset because he's just pulling strings without, letting her know anything. And because she has yet to tell Nikki anything. And that's the biggest issue. Girl, it's not my fault that you've been lying all these years. And you want me to continue to lie with you because you don't have the balls to just be honest and upfront with your child about who her father is and the fact that he's been in jail all this time. He says that he's trying to earn her trust. And she tells him that, an apology is not going to erase all of the years of abandonment. Keep your gifts, keep your connections. And she just walks away. At home, she's fussing, of course. She's fussing about the whole situation to Auntie Pinky. And Auntie Pinky ain't moved at all. She's just like, girl, whatever. You don't really want to hear my feedback. You don't want to hear what I got to say. And she's like, I do want to hear what you got to say. Auntie Pinky is eating a cake. And eating a piece of cake. And Angela walks up, takes it and just throws it in the trash. I want to know what you're trying to say, Auntie. She sit down on the floor and everything like, so what is it? What is it? And she tells her what it is. Just like I said, you're too scared to stand in your own shit. Like, that's what this is about. You're worried about it all coming down on you. And I mean, it is what it is. You're going to tell her today. The time to tell her is now, and you're going to tell her today. Auntie Pinky get up, walking out fussing. Throw away my goddamn cake. The hell wrong with you? I know you ain't, lost your goddamn mind. She walking off fussing. Teddy Franklin Eli Pope gets to his office after the cotillion, and Tariq is in there waiting on him at the door. And, he asks, so how did my father die? Teddy Franklin Eli Pope immediately starts, and I'm like, what's wrong with him? Breathing like that. He was having a whole heart attack. Trying to get around what he was trying to say. He didn't know how to gather his thoughts. He was just, that question alone, how did my father die? It caused him to have a whole heart attack because I don't think he was expecting Tariq to ever find out anything. He lies to him and tells him that his daddy commits suicide. Talking about he died in a car. He told him something else, but he died in his car. And he's like, that's because he was in there, after committing suicide. Okay, Teddy Franklin Eli Pope. You lying. You still lying to that boy. Of course, Tariq is upset about that, and when Teddy reaches out to him, he, sling, you let me go, like you ain't my damn daddy. And he pushes, and when he pushes, Teddy Franklin Eli Pope, falls to the ground unconscious. So the heart attack. Of course, he's calling out for help, and Nate just happens to be waltzing through the door at the same time. So they call 911 and get him to the hospital. Alex, she's in her limo when Raymond gets in the car with her. He tells her as much as he wants to get Teddy Franklin Eli Pope, his marriage is more important to him. So you got to go. You're going to have to leave now. And he says, let's go for a ride. While they're on the ride, he tells the, driver to roll up the partition, please. And while they're back there, Alex says that, she would have never taken his call if she had known that she'd be chased out by another DuPont. He's like, chased out? What you mean? What you trying to say? So she has to go on and spill it. Basically, she tells him that his mother never saw it for her. She wanted Leah for him. Basically, you know how they do in the Jack and Jill. It's arranged marriages all over the place. And so Leah was basically put on a platter for him. And that's who Olivia wanted for him. That's who Olivia wanted him to marry, not Alex. And so she basically threatened Alex's family to, be deported. She threatened to deport her mom and her daddy. And so she gave, offered her that money, wrote out this nice, sizable check, and expected her to go on by her way and to never return. And she accepted, but she never spent it because she pulls the check out of her purse and gives it to Raymond, as her proof. So yeah, your mama arranged your marriage. That's what it was. She didn't see it for me. And he gets a call out of nowhere. And of course, he has to get out of there and go see about Teddy Franklin Eli Pope. Nikki, she's on, still on cloud nine after this cotillion, twirling around in her dress still. Angela comes in because she got to sit her down and break this news to her. Before she can, Auntie Pinky comes in with a phone call about Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. So everybody go to the hospital again. At the hospital, Leah, Raymond, and the kids are at the front desk, trying to get information. The whole family is there. Nate is also there. And when Angela and Nikki come, get in there, Nikki looking because Nate is just staring them down. And Nikki looking like, who is this man? Mom, who is he? You know him? And she looked like, girl, I ain't want to have to tell you this. I do know him. That man is your father. And Nikki looking like, what? What? Yes, that's that. His name is Nate Robinson. That's your daddy. Nikki finna show out in this hospital. She finna show out in this hospital. Well, we gonna see, because I'm late. I'm late. Y'all done already seen. I'm late. I need to catch up so that I can catch the people who haven't watched up. Yeah, let me get off of here so that I can go on and watch the next episode so I can get this review up. But that was it for episode 6. It's episode 6, right? Yep, episode 6. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.